Yes, that is so, my lord.
Since there had been, I'm not saying you were supposed to have done that, but since there had been that bullet hole, was that door not supposed to be closed as no-go zone area until investigation is finalized?
And ayonto ndithi kwakumeba yenziwe nguwe leyo kodwa ke kuba bakukho la mngxunya phayana owabangelwa yimbumbulo kwangamelanga into yokuba ngaba nala mnyango okanye olacango alusetyenziswa nje kwaphela lude uphando lugqitywe.
Umnyango kulandlu uyi1 mhlekazi.
There's only one door at that house, which is why that door was used to conduct an investigation in the house.
No, okay. I do understand what you are saying, but my question is, was that door not supposed to have been closed or to have been marked as a no-go zone area because of that borehole until further investigation is done?
Ndiyakuva lento uthethayo kodwa ke ndibuza yoba ngaba kuba ke kukho la mngxunya phayana kwame banga baluvaliwe kusini na okanye kuthiwa hayi ke phaya akusondelwa pha kude ke ngoku kwenziwe i-further investigation okanye ke uphando.
Ngicacela ubuphando la liza kwenziwa njani umnyango uvaliwe ngoba into yayivaliwe i-crime scene.
I don't understand as to how would the investigation then have been done if the door had been closed, because the crime scene itself was cordoned off, but not the door.
So there was no need to close that door as a no-go zone area.
Ungaba uthi ke ngokwangekho mfuneko uba ngaba olacango oluya luvalwe uba ngaba bekuthiwa phaya akusondelwa akuyiwa pha.
Xa kusenziwa uphando ngoba umnyango sasebenzisa umnyango oyi1.
When the investigation is done, because we were using one door,
so there was no need.
Ngengekho mfuneko.
Umnyango wawusetyenziswa.
The door was being used.
Yeah.
So xa kuvalwa i-crime scene sasingeke sikwazi uku-investigate ngaphakathi.
If the crime scene was closed, then we would not have been able to investigate inside.
So all the people who were moving in and out of that house, they were using that entrance.
Wonke wayephuma engena phaya kulandlu wayesebenzisa olacango.
Abandandisebenza nabo including na sasebenzisa olacango.
The ones that I was working with, including myself, yes, we were making use of that door.
Ndiyarefera ke ngokumsiya no Lieutenant Zwane endandinabo.
I'm now referring to Musia and Lieutenant Zwane that I was with.
And including everyone who had access into that house. Since you have said there was no other door, it means anyone who have accessed that house used that door.
Wena ubalani nobathathu kodwa ngoku umeli uthi ke ngoku uquka nabanye okanye udibanisa kwanabanye abantu ababephuma bengena phaya nabo babesebenzisa kwa olacango. That is indeed correct, my lord.
And after those people were moving in and out, including the police officers who inspected the area on top of the cupboard where you found a bullet, were moving in and out, and after that you discovered a bullet.
Kwaye wonke umuntu oyephuma engena pha kuquka namapolisa ke aba ababejonga phaya apho wafumana khona lambumbulu babephuma bengena besebenzisa lamnyango emveni koko wafumana lambumbulu.
Umnyango osetyenziswa mnye mhlekazi.
There's only one door that was being used.
So you agree with me?
Ndiyavuma uba kusetyenziswa umnyango oyi1.
I agree that one door was being used.
So you discovered a bullet next to the entrance wherein people were moving in and out of that house.
Wafumana imbumbulu eceleni kolucango okanye kwalomnyango lona abantu babephuma bengena kuwo kulandlu.
Emva komnyango emva kwama-glass jars.
Behind the door and behind the glass jars.
And also it is the evidence for Mr. Mosia that he inspected the area wherein you found a bullet and he did not find it.
Ikwabo ubungqina ke bukaMusia okokuba ngaba ke naye ke waye wajonga ke pha okanye walenza uphando phayana akazange afumane nto.
Ndiyavisisa mhlekazi.
I understand.
And he left the scene.
Wahamba emveni koko.
Ndimamele.
I'm listening.
That area was not closed.
Akuzange kuvalwe phaya kulandawo.
And when you came back, you then discovered a bullet.
Wabuya wena ke wafumana imbumbulu.
Xa nisenza investigation ndafumana imbumbulu.
Yes, when I did my investigation, I found a bullet.
Yes. So, and from the evidence of Ms. Zandi Kumalo is that it was visible enough, there was a clear light in that area in such a way that it was possible even to see a fly moving in that area.
Ngokukazandile Khumalo ke kwakukhanye phayana kwakukhanya ngolonhlobo bangaba onibona nempukane igqitha indlela ke kwakukhanya ngayo phakathi endlini.
Ndimamele mhlekazi.
I am listening.
Yes, and the jars and at the area wherein you discovered the bullet, it was behind clear jars. Am I correct?
Kwaye futhi le ndawo lena owayifana kuyimbumbulu kwijazi ekubona ezibona ngabantu magama ziclear ezajazi eze kuyabonakala kuzo kanye ngapha kwazo.
Ama-jars clear mhlekazi kodwa anokutya ngaphakathi.
The jars are clear but they had food inside.
If angiqoki mhlawumbe ngizawuthi ngama-cereals.
If I'm not telling lies, maybe I would say it's cereals.
But kunento engaphakathi kwama-jars.
But the jars contained something inside.
Okay. Yes, from photo 124 and 125. And according to Mr. Musia, he inspected and could not find the bullet.
Ngokukamusiya ke yena ke wakhangela phaya akazange afumane imbumbulu.
The reason why I'm putting this one to you, the reason why Mr. Musia did not find this bullet, it's because it was not there when he inspected the area, and it was planted by the people who were moving in and out of the scene after he had left and before your arrival.
Nobangela okokuba ngaba ke umsiya angafumananga nto phayana ekukhangeleni kwakhe kungoba yabekwa phayana lembumbulu yayingekho phayana yaze yabekwa ngaba bantu babephuma bengena phaya emveni koba ehambile yena phambi kokuba ufike wena.
Ukuyifumana kwam imbumbulu ndayifumana ngoba ndiske ndisuse ama-glass jars ndichifte izinto ezaziphezu kwekhabhathi.
Finding or how I found the bullet, my lord, was by shifting the glass jars as well as also shifting the other items that were on the top there.
Uba ndandingasetshanga nam ndilandele lo mnyango omoshakele ndijonge nje ngongasusi izinto phezu kwekhabhathi mhlambi ndandingenawuyibona le bullet.
If, my lord, I hadn't followed the trajectory as per the damage on the door, and if I hadn't moved those items, maybe I would also not have found that bullet.
So ngokususa kwethu izinto ezaziphezu kwetafile kulapho ibullet yafumaneka khona, ibullet head yafumaneka khona emva kwe-glass jars.
So by moving the items that were on the top there, that is where the bullet head was found.
But my point is, that bullet was not there, and it was placed by people who were moving in and out of that area since it was not closed to avoid tampering with the crime scene.
Kodwa ke yona nto ndithethayo mna kuwe yokuba ngaba yayingekho phaya yabekwa ngaba bantu abo babephuma bengena phaya ngoba kwangavalwanga so nabani na wayephuma engena phaya
before you arrived.
Phambi kokuba ngaba ufike.
Andizukwazi ukuyiphendula into eyenzeke before ndifika, ndithetha mna ngento eyenzeke ndikhona uba ibullet mana emva kwama-glass jars emva kwalama-glass jar.
I won't be able to speak about something that happened prior my arrival, my lord. I am talking about that which happened when I was there, that I found the bullet behind those glass jars.
Thank you for that.
Ubungqina boba yabekwa ibullet pha. Mna ubungqina endinabo kuba ibullet ndayifumana emva kwama-glass jars.
I have no evidence, my lord, that the bullet was planted there. The only evidence that I have is that I found the bullet behind the glass jars.
Thank you for that. But my question is, people had been moving in and out, passing that area where you discovered that bullet after Musia had left.
Kodwa ke yona nto ndiyibhekisayo kanye ndithethayo kuwe yokuba ngaba abantu babephuma bengena phaya emveni koba ngaba umsiya wayemkile phaya.
Ndiyakuva,
I hear
Mhlekazi.
you.
Yes, thank you. And it is your evidence, ma'am, that after you had finished with investigation at the crime scene, Mr. Mosia is the one who took the exhibits with him.
Uchilo ke ukuba ngaba ekubeni ba niqebile ke ngophando umsiya wathatha bonke ubungqina wahamba nabo.
Just correct me, did you take any exhibits with you or they were all taken by Mr. Mosia?
Bukhona bathathwa nguwo kanye bathathwa bonke ngumsiya.
Bathathwa ngumsiya, Mhlekazi.
Everything was taken by Musia.
Okay. And you decided, as a senior officer at the scene, that the exhibits be taken by a junior officer with him.
Wathatha isigqibo ke uyisenior ukuba ngaba ke exhibits ezimazithathwe yijunior.
Njengoba sendichazele inkundla, Mhlekazi.
Just as I've already explained to the court, my lord,
Uba umsiya wayeqhubeka nge-evidence ye-forensic.
that Musia was proceeding with the evidence, with the forensic evidence,
Uzicollectile kwi-crime scene,
collected them at the crime scene,
kuyohamba nazo.
left with them.
So ndangazi uthatha ama-exhibit acollectwe ngumsiya ndihambe nawo.
I was not going to take exhibits that were collected by Musia and leave with them.
Leyo nto yayizawubreaka i-chain of evidence.
That was going to break the chain of evidence.
Okay. And
Yiyo le nto umsiya
and you
wahamba
don't,
nama-exhibit.
That's why Musia left with the exhibits.
and you don't know where Mr. Mosia took the exhibits to, am I correct?
Awuyazi okokuba wazithatha wazisaphi na.
Leyo umsiya ngayiphendula, Mhlekazi,
That would be answered by Musia
ukuthi wayaphi nama-exhibit xa
as
kesuka kwi-crime scene.
to where he took the exhibits to upon leaving the crime scene.
From the knowledge that you have as a police, I take it even if you're an expert, LCRC expert, but you still remain a member of the SAPS, am I correct?
Noba ke expect ke ko LCRC kodwa ke uselile police andiba.
Ewe kunjalo,
That's
Mhlekazi.
correct.
Okay.
Is it not the standing order that as soon as the exhibits are recovered, process packed, and everything is done from the scene, they have to be taken to the nearest police station and entered into the exhibit register and then put into the safe at the nearest police station until such time when they are booked out by that respective expert, either to the ballistic or to the forensic respectively.
Ingaba ayonqubo kusini na uba ngaba ke xa buye kwaqokelelwa kwaze kwapakishwa bunqina buyathathwa busiwe kwisikhululo samapolisa esikufutshane buthathwe abo xa kufikwa apho bubhalwe kwincwadi ekubhalwa kuyo ke ubungqina kweso sikhululo samapolisa buvalelwe ke esafini kuze kuthi ke ngoku ngosuku olandelayo ke bukhutshwe ke lo expect kanye lo muntu kukhuphayo buthathwe ke busiwe apho kufuneke bubheke khona.
Kuxhomekeka kuma-exhibit afunyenwe esinini, Mhlekazi.
It depends on the exhibits found at the scene, my lord.
Okay.
Thina kwelicala lethu uyawathatha uyowabhukha e-ofisini wafaka kwi-459.
On our side, you take them to the office and book them in the 459,
afakwe eseyifini.
placed in a safe.
Which one on your side that you are allowed to take them straight to your 459 register?
Ngawaphi kweleni icala ekufuneke uhambe nawo uyowafaka ku-459?
Ama-cartridges nama-swabs.
Cartridges, swabs,
Okay.
Uyawathatha uyowafaka kwi-459.
you take them to a 459.
If ufumene ispam esinini,
If you recovered a firearm from the scene,
uyahamba uyosibhukha e-police station, in and out.
You go and book that at the police station in and out.
ufike e-ofisini uyofake ku-459.
And then you arrive at the office and then put them in the 459.
Le 459 ke SAP 13 yethu, SAP 13 register esebenza e-ofisini yethu.
Now this 459 is our own SAP 13 register that works in our office.
Then afakwe esafini
Then placed in a safe
until that time athathwe asiwe e-forensic.
until that time when they are now taken to the forensic.
Who's safe? Who's safe? Will the exhibits will be kept then?
Agcinwa okanye zigcinwa kwi-safe kabani.
Uyaxhomekeka mhlekazi, umuntu nomuntu unesafe yakhe. If usebenza overnight, uwakhiyela kwi-steel cabinet.
It depends, my lord. Each and every person has got his or her own safe. If you work overnight, you then keep them in a steel cabinet.
Ngoba i-SAP 13 clerk isube ingekho ngelo xesha.
Because by that time, the SAP 13 clerk is no longer in the office.
Kodwa the following day,
But the following day,
uyawakhupha kwi-steel cabinet sakho uwase exhibit room.
you take them out of your steel cabinet and take them to the exhibit room.
Where is that exhibit room? Is that in your office or at the station?
Exhibit room lawe ise office yenu okanye ise station.
Ndithetha ngese-ofisini yethu.
I'm referring to our office.
Siba nama-strong room
We have strong rooms
lapho sigcina khona ama-exhibits.
where we keep exhibits.
Okay, and above the strong room, there are also individual safes.
Ngaphezu kwe strong room lena umuntu ngamnye une safe yakhe.
Asiyi-safe i-cabinet apho ugcina khona izitshixo ziba kuwe.
It's not a safe, it is a cabinet where you keep them in and you keep the keys.
Okay. Thank you. And also, in your evidence, you single out the arrival of Brigadier Mangena. Is it Brigadier or Colonel, whatever, warrant officer Mangena, who arrived at the scene?
Uthethile ke ngokufika kaMangena ndani mangibrigadier nguKolonel warrant officer.
Ndithethile nge-Colonel Mangena ukufika kwakhe.
I spoke about Colonel Mangena's arrival.
Okay. So at the scene when Colonel Mangena arrived, it was just the three of you. Am I correct?
Ekufikeni kwakhe uMangena yayinini nabathathu qha.
Ewe kunjalo
That's
mhlekazi.
correct.
Okay. And Colonel Mangena arrived alone.
Wafika ehamba yedwa.
Ewe kunjalo mhlekazi.
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
And when you left, he was still alone at the scene.
Ekuhambeni kwenu okanye ekuhambeni kwakho wayeseyedwa.
Wayengekho yedwa xa sihambe esinini sasisonke.
No, he was not alone. When we left the scene, we were together.
Oh, okay. You did not leave him behind.
Anizange nimshiye.
No, zange ashiyeke behind.
Oh,
No.
okay. So whatever investigation that was conducted by Colonel Mangena, you were still present at the scene.
Yonke into wayeyenza, uphanda walenza nisekhona kwi-scene.
Xa wayesenza uphando lwakhe ndandikhona kwi-crime scene.
When he was doing his investigation, I was still at the crime scene.
Where exactly did Colonel Mangena conduct his investigation?
Where?
Where? Where? Place?
Ndawoni, wayenza ndawoni investigation yakhe.
I think uzawuzazi ukuchazela le nkundla ukuthi uyenze phi kodwa into ndiyaziyo uyenze kwi-crime scene ngaphakathi endlini.
He'll come and explain to the court, but what I do know is that he did it inside the house at the crime scene.
Okay, but before he comes, I just want to get it from you. He conducted his investigation inside the house and you were outside.
Ngeli xesha ayenza phakathi endlini wawuphandle wena?
No, ndandingaphakathi.
No, I was inside.
Ngoba ufike ngelaa xesha ndifotografa ibullet.
Because he arrived at the time when I was photographing the bullet.
Oh, okay. So at the time when he conducted his investigation, it was only the four of you inside the house.
Ngeli xesha ke esenza uphando lwakhe yayinini nabane kuphela phakathi endlini.
Ngokucinga kwami ewe kunjalo.
According to my thinking, yes, it's like that.
Okay. Did you see if he had any camera?
Ngaba wabona kusini na uba wayenayo i-camera?
Uyayiphatha ikhamera yakho kuKolonel Mangena?
Colonel Mangena does carry his camera.
Now, I mean, I'm now being specific at the time when he entered the house. Did you see or you did not see if he had any camera with him?
Ndibuza ke ngongexesha angenayo endlini ngaba wayibona okanye awuzange ayibona ba wayeyiphethe na.
Ndiyacinga uba inoba wayeyiphethe.
I think maybe he had it.
Yeah, okay. And you are not the one who assisted him to take pictures?
Ayinguwe owamncedisa ukuthatha ifoto.
Andizange ndamncedisa
I
mhlekazi.
never assisted him.
Also, same with Mr. Musia?
No.
No,
Musia
Musia
naye.
zange amncedise,
Even
mhlekazi.
Musia didn't assist him.
Okay. Thank you, my lord. I've got no further questions.
Okay, Mr. Baloyi, Henry.
Sorry, my lord, before Mr. Baloyi re-examines, I have received instructions. I've received instructions to ask questions of the witness before she leaves the stand, my lord.
Yeah, fine, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Madam. I mean, that's it. Ma'am, your testimony yesterday is that even today you were briefed by Captain Zwane about what transpired on the scene, correct?
Uchilo izolo namhlanje uphindile futhi ukuba ngaba ke wabriefwa nguKenel Zwane mayelana noko kwenzekayo phaya kunjalo?
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
Yes, that is correct.
And as part of the debriefing, were you told that the people in the house had been consuming alcohol before the intruders came or the suspects came into the house?
Kulo briefing leyo ingaba waxelelwa kusini na ukuba ngaba abantu aba babephakathi endlini babesela utywala phambi babesela utywala.
Into abayithetha nje ukuthi abantu ababesendlini babehleli bonwabile.
The only thing that was mentioned was that the people in the house were just sitting and having fun.
Now, with respect to photo 122 that was shown of you of the alcohol cans or containers, and I'm tying that with your testimony that you also conducted a investigation outside the premises of the house in the yard, correct?
Uchilo xa sijonga ke apha ne uchilo nokuba ngaba naphandle eyadini najonga andithi?
Kunjalo
Yes,
mhlekazi.
that's correct.
Now, did you manage to see the dustbin as to the quantity and the cans of alcohol that were in the dustbin outside or anywhere in the scene?
Ingaba ke phaphandle emgqomeni umgqomo lo ke welahla inkunkuma ingaba nakwazi uba nijonge okanye nibone uba ngaba ke uba kwakunetoti zotywala uba zazingakanani na ezo toti zotywala zazilapho phakathi emgqomeni?
Asange sajonga mhlekazi.
We never looked in the dustbin.
The second aspect, were you also briefed that there was a fight within the kitchen between the suspects and the people that were in the house in the kitchen area?
Kulo debriefing leyo ingaba wachazelwa kusini na ukuba ngaba kwakunomlo phaya ekitchen phakathi kwabarhanelwa nabantu abo ababesendlini babehleli endlini?
Basho mhlekazi ukuthi kwaba nongquzulwana.
Yes, it was said that there was a fight.
Now, in your observation, initially when you go to the scene and you start a walk through the scene, did you see any signs that two suspects and about 6 adults were fighting in that kitchen? Did you see any signs of a disturbance that shows that there were 2 suspects that were fighting with 6 people? The 6 people were the deceased himself, Tumelo Madala, Mtogozi Sitwala, Kelly Kumalo, Zandile Kumalo, and Makumalo. Did you see that sign?
Ekungeneni kwakho phayana ke ngoku ingaba zazikhona kusini na impawu ezibonakalisa uba ngaba kwakunongquzulwano lalukhona phayana phakathi kwaba bafo babini okanye kwaba bantu babini bangenayo kunye naba bathandathu babe phakathi endlini aba abakhankanye ngamagama?
Into sayiqaphela mhlekazi if uya ku photo 191.
Go to photo 91. What we noticed?
Kwakuligazi elalisebondeni.
It was the blood that was on the wall.
Yiyo into eyaqapheleka ukuthi kukhona into eyenzekile.
That is what then we noticed that it indicated that something had happened.
Yes, but what I'm asking you specifically is this. Any signs of a struggle and a scuffle that was described, turned over plates, broken plates, glasses, the like, did you see as regard the fighting or scuffling in that kitchen?
Uthetha ke ngokwase kitchen ke ngoku pha kitchen uba ngaba ke zikhona na izinto ezazibonakalisa okanye izaziluphawu uba ngaba kweli kitchen ikhona into eyenzekileyo uthetha ngeplate ezaphukileyo iikomityi ezaphukileyo into nje ezinjalo pha ekitchen.
Anzange ndazibona ikomityi ezephukile mhlekazi.
I never saw broken cups,
Another
Ngaphandle
aspect,
kwezitya ezazigcwele amakhabhathi.
except as for the dishes that were full in the cupboards.
and just on photo 91, per procedure, you must measure that blood splatter from tile to where it's at. What was the distance between the floor level and the splatter that we see there?
Ngokwenkqubo ke kufanele bangaba ke elagazi xa usephaka kula photo 91 bangaba ke liyamethwa ke xa ujonga ukusuka phansi ukuyofikelela phaya bangaba ke uthini na lamlinganiselo.
Akuzange kube nama-measurements athathwayo mhlekazi.
No measurements were taken, sir.
The third aspect, you testified that on the 28th of October 2014, you attended the post-mortem examination at Jimiston Mortuary, correct?
Uchilo ke ukuba ngaba ke 28 zika October 2014 waya ke mortuary usiya ke ku post-mortem at Jimiston.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
That is indeed correct, my lord.
And Captain Mangena, I'm not sure whether he was captain by then, I don't know his rank, but Captain Mangena was there as well at the post-mortem examination, correct?
Noma ngena ke andisazi basasisidi ngoko isikhundla sakhe kodwa wayekhona naye apha.
Kunjalo
That is
mhlekazi.
correct, my lord.
Let's forget about what Mangena did. I'll ask him personally. You yourself, what was the role that you took, or your participation in the post-mortem examination?
Ndizambuza ke na kumangena xa ifikile kodwa wena ngenqu yayintoni yakho indima phaya kwi postmortem ngalamini.
Ukuthwebula izithombe ngeyaxesha kwakwenziwa i-postmortem mhlekazi.
To take pictures when the postmortem was being conducted.
Okay, now, and I'm not saying you are a pathologist or a doctor by any means. By your observations when you were there, you then see that the deceased has got what we call an entry wound at the chest and an exit wound at the back, at the right chest, and then an entry exit wound at the back, correct? By your observation there at the postmortem.
Andithi ubangaba ke uyi-pathologist kodwa ke ngokubona nje kwakho kanye koko wakubonayo wabona bangaba ke umfi unenxeba apho imbumbulu yangena khona apha phambili kuze uthi apha emqolo ke ngoku abe nenxeba apho imbumbulu iphuma khona.
Ngicela ukujonga izithombe mhlekazi.
May I look at the pictures?
Akhona amanxeba abonakalayo mhlekazi.
Yes, there are visible injuries.
Now, I was just saying that, just to highlight that there's an entrance and an exit wounds, which means that the projectile perforated the body, entered and exited. Now, the simple point with respect to your investigation is this. The projectile that you found on photo 127, 128, did you swab it for DNA to see whether there's biological material on that projectile?
Imbumbulu lena yangena emzimbeni yaphuma ke kodwa ke yona nto ndifuna uyazi okanye ndiyibuza kuwe yokokuba ngaba ingaba imbumbulu leyo yathathwa na kuyohlolwa kujonge okokuba ngaba ke se DNA ne
Yes,
ukuba ngaba kujongwe ke ngoku ukufumaneka ke kwe DNA kuyo.
Akazange wayiswapha umsiya mhlekazi.
Msiya never swapped it.
Now, at the time of this incident, when you attended this incident on the 27th of October, 2014. Sorry?
You asked the question whether the projectile that pierced the body of the deceased was swapped for DNA. Are you saying that?
No, I didn't say that.
What
pierced.
were you
I said
saying? Pierced.
The project that was, I said, obviously, my question is this, background-wise, my lord. I said, when I was trying to get the exit and entrance wounds, is that the bullet perforated I'm not saying that this projectile exactly is the one that pierced the body. I'm
Okay.
saying the projectile that you found there, was it swapped for DNA profile? That's
Okay,
what's
fine.
my question. Now, at the time of this incident, you were a warrant officer, correct?
Why warrant officer ngeli xesha kusenzeka isiganeko?
Ewe kunjalo
That is
Mhlekazi.
correct, my lord.
And as a warrant officer, you carried a pocketbook, correct?
Uyiphatha i-pocketbook njenge-warrant officer.
Kunjalo
That is
Mhlekazi.
correct, my lord.
Now, pertaining to this projectile that was found, that is on page photo 127, did you note that a projectile was found at that particular place? Because you used the pocketbook to write your statement or affidavit later. You refer to it, correct?
I-pocketbook uyisebenzisa ukuba ngaba ke kamva exesheni ke ngoxa sogqibele ngento yokuba uzokwazi ubhala ke ngoku affidavit yakho okanye i-statement sakho. Ngoku le yokufumaneka kwale nhloko ke yembumbulu wayibhala phansi kwi-pocketbook yakho ngela xesha.
Crime scene report ewe ndayibhala Mhlekazi.
On the crime scene report, yes, I wrote it down, my lord.
Now, just to finalize on this point, photo 18 and 19, that is the damaged door of the kitchen. I've listened to your evidence, and it's very fair of you that you cannot testify about what other people, you are only testifying about what you did, what your observations were, correct?
Ndiyakuva ke kwaye futhi ke ifeke lonto bangaba uthi ke awukwazi uthetha ngento eyenziwa ngomnye umuntu uthetha ngale wayibonayo wena yenziwa nguwe.
Ewe kunjalo Mhlekazi.
Yes, my lord, that is correct.
Now, would I be fair that in respect of that damage to the kitchen door and the splinters and the, what we call the dispersion of splinters, it's a subject that is within the purview of Mangena, the holistic expert. Would I be right?
Okusukubona pha kolacango oliyana ke ingceba eziyana ke ipisi eziyazocango ukuba ngaba yinto leyo eselwazini okanye ngumangena umuntu osebenza ngako oko.
Ewe kunjalo
That is
Mhlekazi.
indeed correct, my lord.
And then with regard to bullet trajectory or a path taken by a bullet within a scene, that is also within the purview of Mr. Mangena, correct?
Nokuba ngaba ke imbumbulu xa ithe yabetha ukuba ngaba ke emveni koba ibethile ihamba kanjani na naleyo into enokuthi ichazwe ngumangena.
Ewe kunjalo Mhlekazi.
That is indeed correct, my lord.
Now, lastly, this projectile that you found, you've testified that, and the court sought clarification from you, that it was alleged that it is suspected that a bullet hit that door, correct?
This
With
one.
respect to the projectile that she found, I'm asking a simple question. She was told by Zwane that somebody told Zwane that they suspected that that damage with the arrow sticker marker was done or was caused by a bullet, correct?
Ngokumala ke nala nhloko yembumbulu wayifumanayo sijonge ngoku umonakalo lo uselicangweni waxelelwa ke ngumangena xa ekudebrief ukuba ngaba
Zwane.
sorry wachazelwa ke wena ke uzwane uba ngaba umuntu owamxelelayo ukuba ngaba wathi yimbumbulu eyabetha phaya.
Ewe kunjalo
That
Mhlekazi.
is indeed correct, my lord.
Now, just on that, and I'm not saying that projectile is the one that hit the door, but on that aspect, what was the condition of the projectile that you found there? With respect to, was it an intact projectile or was it damaged? What was its condition?
Andithi ke yiyo le eyabetha pha kodwa le wayifumanayo wena phayana isimo sayo sasikanjani yayisadibene iseyiyo okanye yayonakalisekile iprojectile le wayifumana okanye ibullet head le wayifumanayo.
Cela siye ku photo 127 Mhlekazi.
May we go to photo 127
Apho kune close up view ye bullet.
where there's a close-up view of this bullet.
Yafumaneka ilolu hlobo.
It was found as depicted on the picture.
I can't see, I don't know bullets, but I'll leave it at that. Thank you, my lord. Those are my questions.
You don't want to see it?
I think
Or
Mangena
you
will bring
can't
it.
see?
I think Mangena will bring it, my lord. We will inspect
My
it.
question is,
I would like to see it, my lord. Indeed so.
see it. Look at it.
Blow it up. I see it, my lord. It's neither here nor there for me. I don't know anything about bullets.
Because you are not an expert.
Yes.
Fine. Yes, Mr. Nis. Please, you mustn't preface if you want to conduct further cross-examination and preface that by saying, I've got further instructions. I've been in the game too long.
Yes, my lord.
Too long.
Yes, my lord.
Just put it straight that you want to raise certain questions with this witness.
As it please the court, my lord. May I kindly raise certain questions to the witness, my lord? Thank you.
I've been instructed.
Thank you, my lord.
And I was looking at you. You were seated there the whole time. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you,
Yes,
my
sir,
lord.
go on.
Yes. I'm not so sure, my lord, whether we can have our technician here, Mr. Svan, can assist us with what I want to take to clear with from the witness, my lord. I think that relates to Exhibit X, Exhibit X, which is that encompasses a photo album that is attached to Mr. Mangena's statement, Exhibit X, and photo number 19. I think that will be photo number 12 in Exhibit X, and photo number 19 of the photo album that was prepared by this week. I don't know if our technician would be in a position to have a simulcast. I don't know what term to use. That is to put those photos side by side, because I'll prefer it that way.
Where's the technician?
That they be beamed, like one photo is on the other side, so that we have a compare and contrast of those photos, man. To the technician, I was referring to the colleague who was operating
Yes, I'm asking the same.
that video. Yeah, he is, man.
I thought the gentleman is an advocate.
Of course, he's an advocate, man, but on the other side, he has got other skills as well. He has the technical skills to operate what he has been doing all along.
Sir, you have those technical skills. He says no.
He's just throwing me under the bus, but it's fine, my lord. Nonetheless, let's go to photo number 90.
Okay.
As it pleases the court, my lord. Ma'am, I would want us to go to photo number 19. But I think it would be best, it would be best if those photos are beamed in a simulcast way, my lord. Maybe we need to find out from the state if we cannot get an assistance from around here, around the building, because there are technicians here who can really do what I think will work best, my lord. For this court also to follow, what is it that I'm...
You want to compare the two photos?
Yes, my lord.
I will follow. Because you will tell me what is in photo number 19.
Fine, my lord. Thank you,
which I must look for.
Yes, thank you.
And then you will tell me, compare it with what is on photo number 12.
Thank you, my lord.
And I will be able to make the distinction, if there is any, between the two.
As it pleases the court, my lord, may we then go to photo number...
Mr. Shololo? Yes. Mr. Johnny Yuka? Okay.
Photo number 19 of this witness's statement. This witness's photo album.
Yeah.
19.
You've got that, ma'am?
Yes.
The 19 is 19.
Thanks, okay.
This one? 12.
Yes, and photo number 12 of the photo album that was prepared by Mangena. No, photo number 19. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Now, you see on photo number 19, ma'am, on the album that was prepared by you, there's a on that figure marked 2, there appears to be splinters on that door. Do you see splinters that are facing all sort of directions there? Splinters of woods, yes.
19 kule yakho ne banga ke kunezipieces ezininzi ezijonge ngalo zonke.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
Yes, that's correct.
And that's a photo that you also took in the morning when you arrived.
Ifoto wayithatha le nekuseni xa wawufika andiba?
Kunjalo
That is
mhlekazi.
correct, my lord.
Thank you. And you said when Mr. Mangena arrived at the scene and started to do his own work with his own instrument, you were also at the scene, although you were not with him as he was working, not so?
Ubasho nokokuba ngaba ke xa efika uMangena wafika ke wenze wakhe umsebenzi esebenzisa ke ezakhe izixhobo.
Kunjalo
That is
mhlekazi.
correct.
Thank you. Now let's go to photo number 12 of Mr. Mangena's photo album. If it can also be beamed there. I will you say this once you don't go. Photo number 12, please. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I don't want to put words in your mouth, ma'am. From what you see in photo number 19 and from what you see in photo number 12, what would your observation be?
Andifuni ke ukuba ngaba ndikuthetheleke kanti ndikufaka amazwi emlonyeni. Koku okubona kule photo u19 noku okubona kule photo u12 ungathini?
In relation to the damage to the door,
Okumayela nomonakalo lo uselicangweni.
Andizukwazi ukukhomenta kwi-photo album kaKenel Mangena. I can only comment kwi-photo album yam.
I cannot comment on Colonel Mangena's photo album. I can only comment on my photo album.
thank you. You give us a comment on your photo album.
Sinike ke kweyakho.
Ndibona umnyango omoshekile.
I see a damaged door.
Yes, what else?
Nantoni enye?
Njengoba inkundla seyitshilo, kunengceba zelento zomnyango.
And as you've rightfully pointed out, there are door splinters.
Photo number 12 ye-album, photo number 19 ye-album yam.
On photo number 19 of my album,
Would you please assist, ma'am, the court to be particular with regard to the splinters, the way they are found, the direction to which they are showing, and all those things in your photo album? Just take this court through,
uthetha ngale
so that
album,
it will be on record.
xa uthetha ke ngale album yakho ezinqeba uthetha ngazo ukuba ngaba zindawoni kanye zijongise ngakweliphi icala.
Zijongise kumacala ahlukene kwi-photo album yam.
They are facing different directions on my photo album.
Oh, what else can you say about your photo album, eh?
Nintoni enye onoyithetha ngale yakho i-album?
Ukuthi umnyango umoshekile.
That the door is damaged.
Aibo, ma'am. That one we've already got. I'm referring to the specific nature of the damage on the door.
Uthi ke bese sigqithile apho ndithetha ke ngoku ngomonakalo lona uselicangweni.
Into endiyibonayo ngumnyango omoshekile mhlekazi.
The only thing I say it's a damaged door.
Nengceba zomnyango ezijonge amacala ehlukeneyo.
As well as the door splinters that are facing different directions.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's go to photo number 12.
Masiyeke ku-12. Not owakho. Thetha ngalo u-12.
Andizukungqina album
Okay.
kaMangena.
The witness has closed this album.
No, but this witness cannot be allowed to pick and choose on what is it that he wants to testify on. Let's go to photo number 12 on Mangena's album, ma'am.
Okay.
That is Mangena's album.
The album kaMangena le.
not so. Yes, it is Mangena's album, I'm telling you.
Ndiyaxelela ke uba yiyo le kaMangena.
Now, you have said you won't say anything about Mangena's album. That's not your choice. You are here to assist the court as an expert, ma'am, a forensic expert. So you can't choose on what you want to say and what is it that you don't want to say on. Let's look at photo number 12.
Utshilo ukuba ngaba ke akho nto uzayithetha ngefoto kaMangena kodwa ke ngelishwa ke awuzuzikhethela uba yiphi uzayithetha yiphi ongazihlomla kuyo.
The witness is within her rights to say she can't really comment on somebody else's photo album. We've said ad nauseum that Colonel Mangena will be called to testify and such questions can be put to him.
Mr. Mnisi, where are we going to now?
No, my lord. A witness that has come here to assist this court
Yes.
cannot have a right to say, this I want to testify on, this I can't testify on, my lord. Because then her being here is just a futile
No,
exercise.
it's not futile. She has given evidence about what photos she took
Yes, my lord.
and gave an explanation. And the reason she says she can't comment on that work is because it is attributable to Colonel Mangena.
That is exactly what I'm saying, my lord. I am not saying, can you please explain to this
Mangena
court?
will come and explain that. And you have heard and led the evidence of this witness in regard to photo 19.
Yes.
You're going to lead Mangena on the exigency of photo 12.
Yes, my lord.
So you shall have two versions of the comparative value on evidential value of these two photos, which you can compare.
But that is the case, my lord. That is exactly where I'm getting to. Because, Mr. Mangena, if this witness were to be allowed to say, I can't comment on what Mr. Mangena, or on Mr. Mangena's work, Mr.
Can this
Mangena
court-
will
can
come
this
here
court-
and say,
Can this court force this witness to comment on Mr. Mangena's photographs?
not really first, my lord. I think first is a bit
No,
of,
that's the right
of a hard way.
You say she has no choice.
Yes, my lord. I think it should be brought to the attention of this witness here that as she is there,
I think she
ultimately,
has a choice. If she wants to comment, she can comment. If she doesn't want to, she may not. Where she has no choice,
yes, my lord.
it's where her photographs are involved. And she says to me, "Angifuni ukuyeka ukuthetha ngalama photos."
Let me,
Because there, as an expert, that's her work.
yes, my lord.
Okay.
But again, my lord,
Yes.
this witness, I'm not asking her to comment about something that is not within her knowledge.
Go ahead, go ahead.
On
sir.
photos, my
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Remember, my lord, that this witness said she's a draftsperson, she's
Okay.
a photographer, she's all those things that relating to the work of photos. I'm not requesting this witness to make a comment on something that she has got no knowledge on.
Okay,
my lord.
fine.
Thank you.
Let's hear you.
Ngaphambi kokuthi umlelweni aqhubekeke bafethu udaba ke lumayelana nezithombe ezathathwa uyena ke uMangena uma ziqhathaniswa nayo izithombe ezathathwa uyena ufakazi olana ngokuthi ufakazi ushilo ukuthi yena ke akangeke asho lutho mayelana naloko okwenziwa uMangena nenkantolo isosho ukuthi angeke aphoqweke uma ngabe esho kodwa angaphoqwa la athi khona angeke akhulume lutho ngezithombe ezathathwa uyena kodwa ke yasimdedela kumele ukuthi usengaqhubeka abuze.
Thank you, ma'am. When you look in photo number 19 and you also look at photo number 12, would you say the features that you identified in photo number 19 are they found in photo number 12 of Mr. Mangena's photos? Just at the, at the claims.
Xa uqaphela nje okanye uqaqula njena ungathi oku okanye ezimpawu uzibonayo kule yakho ifoto ingu19 ziyabonakala kule ifoto ingu12 kaMangena.
Ngokuzithoba okukhulu umhlekazi hayi bandidelela inkundla.
With the greatest of respect, my lord, not that I am disrespecting the court.
Andizukwazi ukungqina ukunika ubungqina ngobungqina be-ballistic expert.
I won't be able to confirm or to testify on a ballistic expertise evidence.
So andizukwazi ukukhomenta ngephoto album kaKhini Mangena.
So I won't be able to comment about Colonel Mangena's photo album.
Thank you, ma'am. I am not saying, can you please comment on Mr. Mangena's photo album? Let us exclude Mr. Mangena's name, but you look at the two photos as a photographer. Assume this photo was taken by Mr. Mnisi or it was taken by Advocate Baloyi. And then you are confronted with that question. This photo, assume, is also not a photo that was taken by you. But as a photographer who has got a knowledge on photos, then you requested to have a comment on this. Forget about who took these photos.
Silibale ngomangena silibale ngomuntu owazithathayo kuba ngazafotwa ngibani na njengomfoti nje ukuthi okay jonga ke eziphoto ezimbini uthelekise.
Andizukhomenta ngezithombe ezingathathwanga ndimi. Ngizithobe okukhulu Nkosi yenkantolo.
With the greatest of respect to the court, I won't comment about photos that were not taken by myself.
Ngoba ndizabe misleader le court.
Because I will
ngento eyenziwe ngomunye umuntu hayi eyenziwe ndimi.
Because I will be misleading this court about something that was done by someone else and not myself.
Let me bring it to your attention, ma'am. Whatever that you say to this court, ultimately it will be the function of this honorable court to attach value to what you say. The court won't say, no, I was misled or I was not misled. You're just there to assist the court. If the court finds substance in what you're saying, it will consider that substance. If the court finds no substance in what you are saying, then the court will say, no, I'm happy with what the witness said, but I don't think I need to pursue it further. Do you understand? It's not like
inkundla
misleading
lena
or
ayizuthi ke ilahlekisiwe okanye ikhohlisiwe uba ngaba ifumana kunento ebambekayo okanye kunesihlahla kulonto ithethayo izawutsho uba ifumanisa uba kungenasihlahla kulonto izawutsho.
Do you understand, ma'am?
Ndiya understand mhlekazi.
I understand you, sir.
Can we then please proceed with the process and the business of the day?
Singaqhubeka ke.
Ndimile kulento endiyithethayo mhlekazi.
I stand by my words, sir.
Ndima kwinto ndibizwe icourt uba ndizochaza ngento endiyenzile kwisini.
I was called by the court to come and testify about
ngomsebenzi ondiwenzile forensic.
About that which I did on the scene, about the forensic work which I did.
Iyo ke lento ndithi ndimile apho ndimakhona.
Hence I'm saying I stand by my word.
Yes, Mr. You can take it up in argument.
Yes, Mother.
Yeah, you know the law. You can take it up in argument. Okay, let's proceed.
Thank you, Mother. I think that's a ruling.
Hello?
I'm saying that's a ruling in respect of
Yes, of
this
course.
witness's refusal to answer my question.
Yes, she says she won't comment on Mangena's ballistic photography.
Thank you, Mother.
Thanks.
Ma'am, in your photo album, you make it, you stating it as a point that there's a hole in this door, not so?
Uyayithetha ke into ngaba ke kunomnqunya kolacango andithi
kunomonakalo.
there's a damage.
So you did not find a hole in this door when you investigated it?
Ekuphandeni kwakho awuzange ufumane umnqunya kolacango.
Umnqunya mhlambi asu understanding ngendlela efanayo.
Maybe we don't understand the whole the same way.
Mina ngoku understand kwami into eproposileyo yofikela kwelacala.
According to my understanding, it's something that has that protruded to the other side.
Let's put it very simple. Is it or is not your evidence that as you investigated this door had a hole?
Ingaba bubo ayisibubo kusini na ubungqina bakho okokuba ngaba kolacango kwakunomnqunya.
Ayibubo nthe bekunomonakalo sithe xa sijonga uba kulento ibullet iqoqozele ngapha asange sayifumana.
No, I said there's a damage, and I even said that when we looked as to whether the bullet go out on the other side, and then we didn't find that.
Just a second. In your key to your photos, go to your key to your photos. Are you there? The key to your photos is where you described what photo number, what number entails, etc., etc., etc. Key to photos and sketch plan. Are you there?
Yes, I see it.
May you kindly go to the description that you gave in photo number 131?
Witness is there. Yeah. She's there.
She's in?
I'm saying she's looking at 131.
At photo number 131?
Yes.
Thank you. Is that not your inscription there that in photo number 131, can you please go there? Photo 131. That photo number 131 indicates a close-up view of the bullet hole on the kitchen door.
Asino into ibhaliweyo leyana phaa bangaba ke 131 bonakalisa ifoto ke esondeziweyo yomnqunya wembumbulu kucango lwasekitchen.
Iyo, Mhlekazi.
It is, my lord.
Then why are you saying that per your investigation at the door there you did not find any holes, only damages?
Kutheni ke ngoku uthetha ngomonakalo ke ukuthi angufumane emnqunya?
Ndichilo Mhlekazi ndathi mhlambi asivisisani ngendaba omnqunya.
I did say, my lord, that maybe we misunderstand each other with regards to the issue of the hole.
Who misunderstands who?
Kubani ongavi ubani?
Mna nawe Mhlekazi.
Me and you.
In what way, man?
Koluphi uhlobo?
Umnqunya kuba into eqhobhozayo. Umnqunya kuba into ebethayo ingayi ngaphakathi.
A hole, it's something that goes through. It hits and it doesn't go inside.
So lo engithetha ngawo apha mina ngumonakalo womnyango.
Now this, which I'm referring to here, the witness pointing to photo 131, is damage.
Ma'am, do you really understand yourself? Before you say, I don't understand myself, or I don't understand you, do you really understand yourself?
That's
What does the inscription in photo number 131 says? Just read it out.
Photo 131.
Photo 131 indicates a close-up view of the bullet hole on the kitchen door. Point 2.
131 khombisa ke isithombe esondeziwe sayo imbobo yenhlamvu kwisicabha sasekitchen. Point 2.
What does that mean in your own understanding?
Ngokuyiva kwakho wena ke ithetha ukuthini lonto leyo?
Umnqunya wenziwe ibullet.
A hole caused by the bullet.
Did the door have a bullet or not?
A bullet.
I mean a hole. I'm sorry. Did the door have a hole or not?
Engaba ke ucango lalunayo umnqunya kanye lalungenayo.
Unomonakalo.
It had damage. It had damage.
So this was a lie. What you wrote in 131 was a lie.
We all lawyers. Hello, just wait. We all lawyers. You know, this is a waste of time.
Excuse me, madam.
It's a waste of time.
What is it that's a waste of
You
time?
argue with this witness whether it is a hole or it is a damage. She says when she refers to the bullet hole, she qualifies it adjectively. Bullet hole, a hole caused by a bullet. Is that how I understand you, ma'am?
Ndikuva kanjalo bangaba uthi ngumnqunya owabangelwa imbumbulu.
Kunjalo
Yes, madam.
Right. Consequently, as a result of that exigency, the door was damaged. Please, let's just proceed and do this case.
I've got
Can't
no further
argue about
questions.
semantics.
Yeah, I've got no further questions.
Yes, because that's how I understand it. You can argue and submit the contrary. Fine.
Okay. Siyalelike ukuthi into leyo
Yes, Mr. Baloyi.
angayenza uma senza izethulo zakhe angaphikisani ngobufakazi ngomonakalo noma ukulimala kanye nembobo.
May I be recognized, madam?
Yes.
I also have one or two questions.
How many questions do you have? 10?
No, definitely
How
not.
many? How many?
Let me count.
How many?
About 6.
6, fine. Go ahead.
I'm finding it difficult. Lieutenant, did you do the swabbing on the bullet projectile? Did you do any swabbing?
Kwi projectile lena ingabe khona iswabbing eyenziwayo.
Umsiya ayikho iproject i-swabbing akayenza mhlekazi.
Msia did no swabbing there.
So he did not do any swabbing to determine the presence of blood on that bullet project site.
Akazange enze swabbing ukujonga uba ubukho begazi phaa kula projectile.
Ayikho i-swabbing eyenziwe
No
mhlekazi.
swabbing was done.
Okay. When you arrived there, were you in possession of the measurement unit? The measurement unit? The measurement unit. When you arrived there, were you in possession of a measurement unit?
Okay, ekufikeni kwakho phayana isixhobo esi sisetyenziswayo ukuthatha ke okanye ukumeta wawusiphethe wawunaso.
Ndandinayo i-measuring tape mhlekazi.
I had a measuring tape.
Measuring tape, okay. Was this bullet measured?
Le mbumbulu lena ingaba wathatha umlinganiselo wayo?
Awuzange wathatha mhlekazi.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Was the fragmented piece of wood from the door measured?
La piece leyana yoqango yona yameasurisha?
Ayizange yameta
No,
mhlekazi.
it wasn't.
Do you know where it came from?
Uyayazi apho yayivela khona?
Ngokujongeka ibonakala icephuke emnyangweni.
By looking at it, it appeared to be coming from the door.
I'm not sure, my lord. I'm at question number 4 now. So
Number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah, go on. You're on number 6 now.
okay, how far is it from the damage at the door to the spot where you found the bullet projectile? How far is it?
Ukusuka pha ecangweni apho ucango lonakele khona ukuyotsho apho inhloko leya imbumbulu yafumaneka khona uthini lamgama?
Akuzange kwathathwa ama-measurements mhlekazi.
It was never measured.
Other than the piece of door that you found next to the bullet projectile, there were no pieces of fragmented door that were found there.
Ngaphandle kwale esibonayo apha ipiece ecanga azikho ezinye ingcetyana ezafumanekayo phaya.
Azikho mhlekazi.
None, my lord.
Thank you, my lord. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Malloy, any re-examination?
As the court pleases.
Okay.
In cross-examination by Advocate Mshololo for accused number 5, you demonstrated the contents of the evidence collection kit.
Xa kubuzwa ke ngu-advocate Mshololo uye wachaza ke indlela okanye ubonisa indlela ekwenziwa ngayo apha andithi ngale kit.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
Yes, that is so, my lord.
And you also took out a brown envelope from the evidence collection kit.
Just a moment, please. Can you repeat, please, advocate? Sorry.
You also took out a brown envelope as part of the evidence collection kit.
Kwalapha ke ngoku kule kit lena uye wakhupha i-envelope brown.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
That is correct, my lord.
Now, is that brown envelope normally enclosed in the evidence collection kit? Does it form part of the evidence collection kit?
Ingaba la envelope ihamba okanye soloko iyinxalenye ye-kit?
Siyayisebenzisa mhlekazi, ewe, nizawutsho.
We use it, my lord. Yes, I would say so.
Now, you also mentioned that you do conduct training of other police officers. Now, in your training, do you teach them to use the brown envelope in the collection of evidence
Uchilo ke
where
ubangaba
applicable?
uchilo ke ubangaba uyawaqeqesha namanye amapolisa kuqeqesho obanika lona ingaba uye ubafundise kusini na uba apho kunemfuneko khona okanye kufuneka khona ukuba i-envelope leyo i-brown ufanele beyisebenzisile.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
Yes, that is indeed so, my lord.
Sorry, is the question not the other way around? When they taught her to use those accoutrements,
Yes.
Was she trained to use it as you wanted to say?
Yes.
That's how you go about it.
Yes, that was.
Well,
the-
she trains the people, but I don't know if she was trained
Exactly.
that way. Fine.
That is the next question.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
thank you.
Yes. And were you also trained to use the brown envelope in the evidence collection where it is applicable?
ingaba nawe ekuqeqeshweni kwakho hayi ke ngokuqeqesheni kwakho kwathi ekuqeqeshweni kwakho nawe waqeqeshwa kusini na uba ngaba uyisebenzise lo envelope brown?
kunjalo mhlekazi.
Yes, my lord, that is indeed so.
In cross-examination by Advocate Mshololo for accused number 5, she put it to you that regarding the bullet head as per photo 127, she put it to you that that the bullet head was not there, it was planted by people moving in and out of the scene.
U-advocate Mshololo uchilo ke kuba ngaba ke inhloko leya yembumbulu sibonayo phaya ba yayingekho phaya yabekwa ngabantu ababephuma bengena phaya.
Uchilo njalo mhlekazi.
Yes, she said so.
And you responded by saying you had to shift the glass jars and other items, that if you had not followed the trajectory, maybe you would not have found it.
Waphendula ke ngelithi wena ke kwanyanzeleka into bangaba ke ususe ijazz eziya kwakunye nezinye izinto ezipha ekitchen kwaye futhi uba ubungalandelanga umkhondo lowa ngokuthi ujonge ucango Oliana wawusenongayifumani.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
That is correct, my lord.
And furthermore, that by removing those items on top, that's how the bullet was found.
Waqhubeka ngelithi ke ba unokususa ezazinto eziyana yabe ifumaneka ngolo hlobo imbumbulu.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
That is correct, my lord.
Now, the question is, was the bullet head easily visible?
Umbuzo ngulo ke ngoku ngaba inhloko lena yembumbulu yayibonakala lula.
Yayingabonakali mhlekazi.
It was not visible, my lord.
Iyo lento sagqibela sesishifta namabhodlela.
Which is why we ended up shifting the bottles.
Now, in cross-examination by accused number 3's counsel, Advocate Mnisi, he put it to that what appears as a splinter of wood on photo 127, it's a corky pen drawing.
Kunjalo mhlekazi.
That is correct, my lord.
Does that splinter of wood in any way resemble a corky pen drawing?
Ingaba ke la ngceba leyana ikhangeleka ingumzobo we-corky pen?
Ayibonakali njalo mhlekazi.
No, it doesn't appear like that, my lord.
And Advocate Nisi further put it to you that what you refer as the bullet head and the splinter of wood.
Bullet hole.
No, splinters, splinter
What
of
you
wood.
refer as the bullet hole and the splinter of wood.
Yes. No, what you refer as a bullet head
Okay, fine.
and a splinter of wood.
Okay.
He said it was put there to trump up the case against the accused.
Waqhubeka ngelithi uba ngaba ke la nhloko yombumbulu kwakunye futhi nalangceba into eyabekwa phayana ukwakha ke eliyelenqa okanye ke eligumgedle ngakubo abamangalelwa.
Uchilo mhlekazi.
Yes, he said so.
And he said that the splinter from the door and the bullet were never there. Somebody made sure that these things are put there.
Waqhubeka ngelithi ke ezinto ezizimbini zazingekho phayana kunomuntu owaqinisekisayo okokuba ngaba ke ziyabekwa phaya.
Uchilo mhlekazi.
Yes, he said so.
Yes. You did testify that that splinter of wood was of no evidential value. Hence it was not collected.
Uchilo ke kubungqina bakho okuba ngaba ke awukhange ubone bangaba ke inexabiso ngokobungqina okanye ixabisekile ngokobungqina kungako ungazange uyithathe.
Kunjalo
That is
mhlekazi.
correct, my lord.
Do you perhaps know what happened to it eventually?
Ingabe uyayazi ba ke ngoku kwayekwa yaphelela phi kwenzeka ntoni ngayo?
Sayishiya kwindawo yexhayelo mhlekazi.
We left it there on the scene, my lord.
And furthermore, on this cross-examination by Advocate Misi, that the items were placed there to trump up the case against the accused, was the identity of the perpetrators known at that stage?
Kwakwelizwi ke okanye ke kule ntetha yakhe uadvocate Mnisi ukuba ngaba ke oku kwabekwa phayana ukwakha okanye ke ukwenza ukwakha ke elityala eli kubamangalela ingaba abenzi bobubi kanye abarhanelwa bawubazi okanye anibazi kusini na ngela xesha eliya?
Sasingabazi mhlekazi.
They were not known, my lord.
Thank you, my lord, that is all.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, ma'am. When I requested you yesterday to bring the envelope, I wanted you to make a demonstration about how you went about placing the bullet into the brown envelope and the brown envelope placing it into the exhibit bag, but you have done that, okay?
Yabukela ke inkundla ibixa ibicela izolo ke uba uze noku ke bikusenzela uba ngaba ubonise sele uyenzile ke lonto leyo.
Mhlekazi.
Yes, my lord.
So we thank you for your assistance, okay?
Siyabulela ke ngoncedo lwakho.
Enkosi mhlekazi.
Thank you, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Balori.
As the court pleases, my lord, regarding
Sorry.
the evidence of Warrant Officer Musia, the court indicated that certain registers should be sought.
Yeah, quite.
There is a witness who's at court today
Okay.
who's brought those registers, but my lord has indicated that he's not comfortable in testifying on those registers. We just need the court guidance. Must Warrant Officer Musia be recalled to testify on those registers?
No. You see, Musia is no longer employed there.
Yes.
When I say employed there, he's not
Yes.
stationed in Springs.
Yes.
He's stationed in Secunda.
Indeed, my lord.
So it would have been unfair to say Musia must go and intrude into the sanctity of a job space which he no longer occupies.
Yes.
And the person who is now in charge there is the
Colonel Ngomani. Yes.
Colonel Ngobani.
Yes.
And he has access to the very registers which my learned colleagues here wanted Musia to go and search for.
Indeed, my lord.
So he will testify. If there's anything arising from the testimony which he delivers, which has to be cleared up by Musia, we'll call him back. No problem.
As a court, please. But with this rider, as I
Yeah.
indicated, is uncomfortable in testifying on somebody else's registers. But he is here
No. We'll explain to him.
and requested him to make the necessary copies. We just hope that
Yeah.
he's got
Because
this.
those registers, technically speaking, are public documents.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Even if the
yes. Well, he is here.
Yeah, fine.
Colonel Ngomani, I suppose. I don't know how we're going to go about. Is it the court witness or should the state then?
No, we used 167 and 186
yes.
to call him.
Okay. The court.
But he's a court witness in elucidation of the very exigency about the registers.
As a court
Then
pleases.
everybody is entitled to ask him questions, okay?
As the court pleases. The defense hasn't had sight of those registers.
Oh, I see, fine.
Perhaps we,
Adjourn.
it's almost time for the long agenda.
Before we adjourn, Mr. Mnisi brought an application in terms of 186 that this court should invoke it and call, what did he call it? A forensic or a ballistic expert.
Yes,
What?
from the Forensic Science Laboratory.
What's the state's view about that?
Well, if he's referring to a ballistic expert,
No, he's referring to
someone to
a
testify.
forensic
about-
expert. Is that not so? You want a ballistic expert?
A ballistic expert
I haven't had the ballistic expert to be called by the state. Yes.
from a Forensic Science Laboratory to come and assist the court.
Let's hear the evidence of the ballistic expert, which the state has enlisted in the number of witnesses. Is that not so?
Indeed.
Because it has listed the ballistic expert Paul Mangena. Let's hear his evidence. And we can make that application anytime. Okay. So we can adjourn and come back when?
At 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay, 2 o'clock.